There's two ways to work with Thoth. When you work with Thoth, you pretty much get the powers naturally. Like you don't gotta just try to get the powers. If you just work with Thoth, aka you work with your own intelligence and expand your intelligence, you naturally get these powers, right? So there's two ways to work with Thoth. You have the devotional path, which helps you pretty much get the powers of like Sa and stuff like that. Then you have the wisdom path, which helps you get like manifestation and stuff like that. But I'm gonna explain these. So the devotional path, right, is pretty much where you devote yourself to Thoth and you worship Thoth. But it's not, you can't actually be like worshiping a god. You gotta understand how the science actually works this type of stuff. Because I'm gonna have a video talking about how like Shetuat, Netter, Egyptian yogic philosophy actually works and how to actually work with the gods and goddesses and stuff like that in general, right? Pretty much, right? If you want to go like completely hardcore, you would first get an image of Thoth. You could get a picture of Thoth, a poster, or just look it up on Google, right? Then you meditate on that image. You can either look at it and just meditate on it, or you can actually have it inside your mind and meditate on it. But the purpose of it, right, is to have the image to connect the feeling to, because you're trying to feel what intelligence feels like. This gives you the power of Sa because you start knowing what knowledge feels like on a subtle level. So because you're connecting yourself emotionally to Thoth, right? You have this image that you build an emotion to. When you get to the point that every time you see this image, you can feel some type of emotion towards it, try to drop the image and then actually just meditate only on the feeling. Because the purpose is to always go beyond the image. That's what the Egyptians always taught. They taught to go beyond the image. You know what I'm saying? But when you stay with the image, you start expecting a freaking ibis bird to come to you, and then you either start imagining a freaking ibis bird coming to you, or some other weird stuff happens. So if you're up to the whole deity practice, you know what I'm saying? You could definitely look at an image, hold it inside your mind, and think about it, thought and stuff like that. And also, you could say stuff like Nuk Pu Thoth, which means I am Thoth, or Nuk Pu Djehuty, because Djehuty is like the more Egyptian name. You could say Nuk Pu Djehuty and stuff like that, or all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can also say Om Thoth, which pretty much summons Thoth. It pretty much means Om is like is one of the words for the divine self. It's Om touches on the three aspects of reality, the three states of consciousness, and the three gods. You know what I'm saying? Amun, Ra, and Ptah, which make up the one God number, the Jur, and stuff like that. So it pretty much means the divine self manifesting as Thoth. It helps you summon Thoth and stuff like that when you say Om Thoth. So you can say stuff like that while meditating on the image and stuff like that. And then you also got to do the wisdom path of studying the principles, the thoughts and stuff like that. So when you want to practice that path, right, you literally just study spiritual wisdom and knowledge and stuff like that. You can actually read the Hermetica and stuff like that if you want to. You could read other books, other spiritual information, other spiritual texts and stuff like that, right? Because what it's going to start doing, right, when you start reading spiritual truth and you build the feeling, you start knowing what truth feels like. You know what I'm saying? So you get that power of sight, like I keep on saying, and you also manifest better because you start know you have more information. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know how to you have more ability to act. Intelligence is the ability to know than act. The more knowledge you have, the more you can act out that knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And with that being said, if you read the Thought the Hathor myth or watch my videos on it, right, you kind of get an understanding of how to control your willpower, and that also comes with the wisdom and with the emotional aspect. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of need to have both, because you need to have the understanding of why you should and shouldn't do something. You need to be able to control the feeling of it with the Sa aspect, which also goes into the life force aspect. You know what I'm saying? So you start to be able to feel and understand your life force and how it works and stuff like that. You can actually move it on your body and then like build it up and actually upgrade it and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So altogether, right? Thoth is the god of intelligence, and when it comes to working with Thoth, it comes to boosting your own intelligence and stuff like that to ultimately become in line with the intelligence of the whole entire universe. You know what I'm saying? And you work with Thoth by first you could meditate on the image of Thoth and stuff like that. You could even like do stuff like this and say Dua Thoth, which means adorations to Thoth. You could go down in the little prayer posture. It's the scarab posture. It builds a certain reverence to the God. You know what I'm saying? It helps you build more feeling. You could do all that extra stuff if you want to. You could meditate on it and stuff like that, and eventually try to only have the image inside your mind, then eventually go beyond the complete image altogether. You know what I'm saying? You could say Thoth, Om, Thoth, Nukpu, Thoth, all this other stuff, but eventually try to go beyond all that type of stuff to the point where you could literally just summon the feeling. Because you know how sometimes you just be going all around with your thoughts and stuff like that. Once you can summon the feeling, you just summon the feeling. You kind of just, it's like you sharpen your intellect and stuff like that. You're just good. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like, you know what I mean? You just start cutting through all the BS. You know what I'm saying? Or you just start weighting the thoughts properly. You just summon it off the feeling. You know what I'm saying? So you can also start controlling. You can also get all these other powers, control your life, which your willpower, start manifesting easier and stuff like that. And that's how you work with Thoth. You know what I'm saying? You can also study. You definitely gotta study natural laws. You know what I'm saying? All spiritual wisdom and texts. You could read mythology. You know what I'm saying? You could just read all kinds of different things, bro. You could literally read how to manifest if you want to. You could read about chakras. You could read about life force, and you could read about anything. You just learn a whole bunch of stuff, and keep on meditating and stuff like that, and eventually go beyond the image. And eventually, you're gonna unify your knowledge and your wisdom with your feeling and stuff like that. You're gonna have ultimate saw knowledge coupled with the power of feeling and intuition, and you're gonna be dope. I'll probably talk about working with Isis in a different video or a set also, but that's it for Thoth in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been your boy Dot from Dot Me Now Enterprises, Dot Me Now Incorporated. You could get a session with me down below, birth chart coaching and spiritual growth sessions. You could donate to the channel. You could also become a Patreon. The $5 one has insight into my life. The $10 one includes a book club along with the insight. If you want to know more about me, watch the Who Am I playlist on my channel. It's been your boy Dot from Dot Me Now exclusive, from Dot Me Now Incorporated, from the Dot Me Now Foundation, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.